Artificial intelligence. Everybody's talking about it. Everybody's worried about it. But how many people actually know what it is? What is this thing that's coming to replace us all, that's going to take over the world? Well, let me tell you, artificial intelligence is none of those things. Let me explain. So 1. Definition. First of all, AI stands for artificial intelligence. So it is literally just an attempt to create machines that do things that humans do. It's not human-level thinking. It's not human consciousness. It's not some kind of separate intelligence. It's just an attempt to get machines to do things that we would normally do. Things like recognize patterns, make decisions, generate text, generate images, all the stuff that humans do. And there's 2 levels to this. One is narrow AI, which is what we have today. We have AI systems that do one thing, and they do it pretty well. They translate text from one language to another. They generate realistic-looking images given a text prompt. They answer your questions in a way that sounds plausible. And then there's general AI, which is the hypothetical AI that's like us. It can think like a human being, can transfer knowledge from one domain to another. Right now, we don't have general AI. How does modern AI work? Well, most of it works through machine learning, which is basically getting a computer to learn from a lot of examples. If you give it a bunch of books to read, it can then answer questions about those books. That's exactly how ChatGPT works, for example. It's been fed a huge body of text, and it uses that to answer your questions. More sophisticated systems use something called deep learning, which involves training artificial neurons in multiple layers to find increasingly complex patterns. So a simple system might have a single layer of neurons. When it sees a new instance, it compares it to everything it's seen before and picks the most similar thing. A more sophisticated system might have multiple layers of neurons. Each layer finds higher-level features. The first layer might look for edges, the next layer might look for shapes, and the next layer might look for whole objects. Now here's the important part. The way these systems work is that they look for correlations. They look for statistical associations between different things. They don't actually understand anything. So if you ask a text model which word comes next, it doesn't actually understand the sentence. It's just calculating which word statistically comes after the other words. So in that sense, you could say that artificial intelligence is actually very dumb. It doesn't understand anything. It can't think for itself. All it does is spit out whatever it thinks is the statistically best answer. Which brings us to point no. 4. Garbage in, garbage out. What does that mean? Well, garbage in. Garbage out means that the quality of the output depends entirely on the quality of the input. If you feed it biased, distorted, or incomplete data, you're going to get a biased, distorted, incomplete result. And we know that a lot of internet data is garbage. It's biased, distorted, incomplete. So we shouldn't be surprised when AI spits out garbage. Indeed, that's why AI is often described as a black box. We don't know what's going on inside. It's a mathematical formula that spits out answers. And because it's a mathematical formula, it's only as good as its inputs. So what you get out is entirely determined by what you put in. There's no magic sauce. There's no special algorithm. It's just math. It's just statistics. Which brings us to my favorite way of understanding what AI is, which is that it's basically a mirror. It's a mirror of human behavior, human language, human decision-making. It reflects our culture, our history, our biases. When people talk about AI taking over the world, they're really talking about a world where computers control everything. But computers already control so much. We live in a technological society. Our economies, our governments, our entire ways of life depend on computers. So when we hand these computers over to artificial intelligence, what we're really doing is giving up control to algorithms. And that's scary. But it's also very ironic because a lot of people see AI as this mysterious, super intelligent thing that is going to take over the world. But it's really just math. It's just a reflection of ourselves. When you look at AI that way, it's not some great mystery. It's not this magical thing that's going to do incredible things. It's just a reflection. And that reflection can be incredibly clear, or it can be incredibly distorted. Sometimes the reflection is clear because it shows us things that we couldn't see before, like patterns in the data or correlations that we didn't realize were there. For example, a lot of news outlets use AI to track and analyze social media for trends. This can help journalists spot stories that are blowing up or track public opinion on a particular topic. It's basically a way to cut through the noise and focus on what really matters. That's what AI does best. It shows us what we want to see. But sometimes the reflection is distorted. Sometimes the patterns it finds aren't real, or the correlations are weak or misleading. Sometimes it's just plain wrong. Maybe you've ever heard of the AI that couldn't tell the difference between a duck and a rabbit? Or the AI that thought a picture of a fork was actually a gun? That's because the AI is just looking for patterns. It doesn't actually understand anything, so it's easy to fool it, because these systems are so sensitive to their inputs. They pick up on all kinds of weird stuff too. For example, a lot of AI systems have been trained on social media posts, which means they're really good at spotting trends and what's popular. But that also means they're really sensitive to things like race and gender. So it's really easy to fool these systems by posting fake news articles or manipulating social media posts. And because these systems are so sensitive to our culture and our history, they also pick up on our biases. For example, a lot of AI systems have been trained on text that reflects our cultural biases. So it's really easy to fool these systems by writing fake news articles or manipulating social media posts. So if you think about it, AI is not some mysterious force that's beyond our control. It's really just a reflection of ourselves. It's a mirror of our culture, our history, our biases. It's basically a way of giving computers the ability to think like us, to do things that we would normally do. But that doesn't mean that it's conscious. It doesn't mean that it feels anything. It doesn't mean that it has any kind of inner life. It's not some kind of separate intelligence. It's just a reflection. If you treat it like a mind, you're going to be disappointed. You're going to be scared. You're going to be confused. But if you treat it like a tool, something that reflects our own humanity, then it can be a powerful ally. So that's why it's so important to remember that AI is not a mind. It's not a thinking, feeling entity. It's a mirror of human behavior. It's a reflection of our culture, our history, our biases. It shows us patterns that we couldn't see before, but it can't interpret those patterns emotionally. It's just a tool. Now, of course, tools can be dangerous. Hammers can kill you if you swing them hard enough. But that doesn't mean that hammers are evil, or that they're trying to take over the world. They're just tools. And in the same way, AI is just a tool that reflects our own humanity. It's not some kind of separate intelligence. It's not trying to take over the world. It's just a reflection of ourselves. Now, I know that's not a very sexy answer. I know we all wanted to believe that there's this one thing that is going to change everything. But maybe that's not the case. Maybe AI is not going to save us. Maybe AI is not going to destroy us. Maybe AI is just going to reflect us. That's both the challenge and the opportunity. Because the question isn't what AI will become. The question is what we will choose to become. If we choose to use AI to amplify our strengths, then it can be a powerful ally. If we choose to ignore our values and our humanity, then it will be a distorted reflection of everything that's wrong with us. But that choice is up to us. It's not up to some mysterious force beyond our control. It's not up to some kind of separate intelligence. It's up to us. I hope that helps. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.